Hello, this is KR Bridges. I'm making this video to bring to attention something that I was kind of obsessed about for just about a whole day. Didn't get anything done. Sometimes I just get really fixated on things. Somebody posted this video on Facebook, conservative friend, and it's a conservative video, and you can see this guy. He's a very conservative guy. A lot of this video is just about how dumb liberals are, and I'm a liberal myself, but he pointed out something that I thought was very interesting. And he uses the Wikipedia page's number of guns per capita by country, and this is about guns and about murder rate. It's very soon right now after the Orlando, Florida nightclub shooting. So whenever something like that happens, people start talking about the fact that the United States, and this is the number of guns per capita by country, the United States has the most guns. For every 100 people, there's 112.6 guns. So there are more guns than there are people. That is often cited as, obviously we have this problem with mass shootings since we also have more guns than anybody else. It seems pretty straightforward line of thinking. Well, this guy, who seems kind of smug, condescending, kind of like a jerk, you can see how he carries himself. I'm sure he appeals to his audience, but he pointed out that if you bring up this other list, which is list of countries by intentional homicide rate, so basically how many people get murdered in that country per 100,000 citizens. The number one is Honduras, 84 people murdered a year per 100,000 citizens. United States is all the way down in 108th place, with a little under 4 murders per year per 100,000 citizens. The fact that we are that low on that list, while we are so high on the list of gun owners, it does not support the idea that having an abundance of guns leads to an abundance of violent crime and murders. So I thought that was interesting, even though the video I found to be overall very annoying. I thought that little tidbit was interesting. I talked to some of my Facebook friends about it, and one of them pointed out to me that when you're looking at this list, United States is about halfway through the list. The countries that have more murders than the United States are not. They're generally places. You've got Panama, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Haiti, Russia, Chad. They're not places we think of as. They're places generally we think of as being more violent, even though the majority of us, myself included, know very little about these other countries, other than just the first impression we get when we see the name, which can be very flawed by the media. So I decided to take this information. I took this list of countries. I took the gun ownership rate and the homicide rate, and I put together this graph. I only included countries that were included in both of these lists because there's a little bit of variation, and I made a scatter plot. Now, in a world where a higher gun ownership in countries equates to more murders in the country, we would expect the scatter plot to be basically a 45-degree angle, a rough, as gun ownership increases, murder increases as well. What I ended up with was the opposite. This is the scatter plot I ended up with. You can see that the majority of countries that I have the data on are down here in the lower left corner. Low amount of guns, low amount of murder, but then the outliers up here where there is more murder, there tend to be less guns, and over here where there's more guns, there tends to be less murder. I don't know if it actually shows that as a trend. That's what, when I look at this, my brain is picking up that pattern that the dots tend to be hugging these edges rather than going up through the middle. which is the opposite of the correlation that one would expect. More guns, more murder. Obviously, there's that saying that a well-armed nation is a peaceful nation or something like that, and I don't know if that's true or not, but that is supported by this graph that I put together, and I encourage everyone to just take whatever data they're curious about and make your own graph. Try to interpret it yourself. Don't just wait for the news to tell you what's going on, because they have an agenda. They want you to believe a certain thing. They want, ratings and whatever all their motivations are. And this also goes for your Facebook friends. Think for yourself, obviously. So this is interesting. If you think that I misinterpreted the data or mishandled it, obviously statistics tend to be very squirrely. Let me know. Tell me in comments under this video. Tell me on Twitter or YouTube. Tell me what I did wrong, what I should have done right. If I end up believing that, I was wrong and I have to adjust it, which did happen in this case, but if I find out that I'm even wrong, then I'll make an update video. I'll let you know what the new conclusions were. But this was very interesting and very much what I didn't expect. At the end of my video, I'm going to take a second to plug my novel, The Genie's Oak, K.R. Bridges. It's available on Amazon in paperback, $9.99. Many formats ebook, $5.99. So check that out while you're at it. Have a very nice day.